Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the LTA show. I am your host, Felix the Asian, and I've got Alan here. Go ahead and
How you guys
introduce
doing?
yourself.
My name is Alan Smolgovsky. I also go by Shmo. Felix, thank you for having me. It's been a while since I wanted to hop on here, but our schedules have been a little tight, so I'm glad we're able to make time to get it going.
Yeah, I'm excited. And a lot of people are probably gonna ask what the setup is, and it looks
Mm.
really sick in the background. Are you like a streamer? Are you gamer? Like what's with the background?
So yeah, I like to stream. I haven't been able to recently because I'm a grad student. Plus, I have a like 30-hour a week job, so pretty busy right now. But I do
Mhm.
like to stream 3 days a week. I also just like to play a bunch of video games, so I kind of wanted to make sure that my setup looked a little more legit. I kind of started from the ground up, really. I just had a bunch of stuff on my desk, and I kind of thought like, hey, why don't I just put up a shelf or two? Got like two $10 shelves on Amazon, and
Mhm.
from there it kind of went because initially it was just a place for me to throw a bunch of stuff and like not really think about it, like my phone or like my controller on there, whatever it may be. And then I realized whenever I turn on my camera to like stream or on Discord or whatever it may be, it just kind of shows like a pile of crap. And I'm like, well, I should probably put something to like make it look a little nicer. So it started with the Snorlax, who I've had since I was like a freshman in college. Then obviously I'm a big Niner fan, so I put Niner mug there. And then I'm an avid collector of pops, so I have right now spinning on there. I have Uncle Iroh. Just kind of vibing, and it's like a little black disc that just rotates because of a bunch of magnets. So that one's cool. And then a clock, so I know what time it is when I wake up in the morning, comparatively to checking my phone. And yeah, it just kind of started out as adding a bunch of stuff. This light I got as a gift actually, so it all just kind of came together. And I thought at that point I spent a lot of time playing video games anyway, so might as well turn the stream on and make it look nice and pretty. So I'm glad you like it. I know not a lot of people see it nowadays because I'm not really as active on Twitch as I'd like to be, but I'm planning to get back to it and planning to get a little more active this summer as well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, like I looked to the corner and the first thing I saw was a spinning arrow.
Hmm.
And I was like, how is that spinning? And then
Yeah, I love that thing. I think it was I think my buddy Justin, he has bought me a bunch of pops for like birthdays and Christmas and whatever it may be. And I never really take the pops out of the box, or I guess I should say I used to not take them out of the box, but I kind of got to the point where I wanted to showcase them a little bit. And when I had this shelf set up, I just had one sitting there. And I just kind of rotated out. Sometimes on my streams, I'll actually put like today's pop blank, and it would just kind of sit there. But then he sent me a link of this, which was another purchase on Amazon. I don't really remember how much it was, but I mean, it's decently simple. It's like a metal plate with 9 magnets in it, then one magnet on top, and it just spins. The hardest thing is like finding the right weight. So we might see Uncle Iroh spinning super fast because I might not put him on correctly, so he might just start ripping it. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
that's sick. I love the setup. And
Thanks, man.
it's
I
really cool that
appreciate it.
you've been streaming, at least trying to keep up with the streaming life.
I really enjoy it. I don't know. I mean, we've played video games together for a while too,
Mhm.
and just hanging out with all the boys and make streaming just adds another element to it. I think people go into streaming. There's some people that I met from streaming that went into it with the idea of like I'm gonna make money off of this. And I just don't think that's the right mindset to go into it. You just got to think about it as I'm just having fun playing video games with my friends, or like I'm right now in a big like RPG kick, especially with like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands that just came out. Not to
Mhm.
like date the episode, but that just came out a few days ago, over a week at this point, and I've been playing a bunch of that. And so even if I stream that, albeit if I'm playing with the friends or not, I tend to talk a lot when I play games anyways. So I'm like, might as well just turn on the camera and go from there, and then
Mhm.
get to talk to people that I don't really talk to as much, or get to hang out with people who aren't on Discord or might be at work or whatever it may be. It just kind of provides another avenue to keep playing the games I'm playing and play with other people and then meet people in the community. And if somebody wants to watch that can't really catch a stream or can't talk or just wants to listen or watch gameplay, whatever it may be, it gives them an avenue to kind of connect with a community and myself and go from there.
That's sick. I mean, that's amazing. That yeah, it's good that your mindset or the mentality of going into streaming is just like playing for fun. Because like
Exactly.
I can understand where people are coming from, but like I think that's where a lot of people just like lose interest instantly. Like with streaming, it's like you're trying to like create like a nice community, your own community, and just seeing like a lot of people coming back to your stream. It just feels more
Exactly.
rewarding.
100%. It just feels good, like you're saying. And we talked about this before, kind of off air, but like it does really feel really good to have somebody come back into your stream and you like recognize them from a previous stream to be like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, like thank you so much. Or like I remember, I remember I was having a night and we were having a pretty good run, and this is the first time I ever got like a subscriber or anything like that, and I kind of like freaked out. I was like, I don't really know like what to do because like I didn't really think, I'm not going to be the next like Tim the Tap Man or Nick Merckx or something to be like, oh, I get subscribers every second and all these donos. So like when I got it, I was like, oh my God, like you didn't have to do that. And I even have something in my on my Twitch channel that talks about like thank you so much if you choose to support me. Like please don't support me if you aren't like financially able, and like do not feel pressured whatsoever to throw money at it. Just want you to have a good time and like you're saying, build that community. And so that night I got a subscriber and then people started gifting subs and I was just sitting there like, I don't know what to do. And it was really cool to even have that experience. But I think some of the funnest moments are just connecting with chat when I'm playing really well, like if I'm beaming. And then a majority of the time when I'm playing really bad and I'm getting like really frustrated, and then chat's getting me even more frustrated, and they're just like, smack talking me a little bit. It just gets fun. Just gets fun to hang out with the boys and new people that keep coming in, maybe lurk, maybe, tap in on the stream, whatever it may be. It's a lot of fun way to stay connected with people online.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like I never expected, going into streaming, I didn't know what to expect.
Hmm.
And like now I know like, oh, there's certain types of viewers that, like you said, lurking, they don't want to really be like talking, but like they're still watching your stream. They just don't want to be like commenting because they're shy, or there's
Hmm.
some people that are just like wanting to play the same game you want to play. There's some people that are just visiting from other streams. There's like stream raids. I didn't know that
Yeah,
until like after I got raid stream, whatever it was. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know what to do. I was like,
which is like a even crazier thing. Like to have people in your chat and then like donate or follow whatever is amazing, but have another streamer come in and say, "Hey, these are my however many viewers. I'm just gonna throw them all into you right now." Especially if you're in like a tense situation, or even on the other side, if you're like in a cutscene, you're just kind of sitting there like, hello, bunch of viewers that didn't want to watch me, and now here you are. Like now I gotta, make sure they enjoy the stream, and obviously give a shout out to whoever rated you or hosted you or whatever it may be. Definitely, Twitch definitely keeps you on your toes in terms of even like a small streaming community is really like willing to help other small streamers, because I feel like even in my mentality, and we talked about this as well, if I have people watching me and I'm ending a stream, it makes no sense for me not to bring those to somebody else. Like, why would I be like, hey guys, goodbye, good night, get out of here, do whatever you want to do, comparatively to say, hey, this is my friend, whoever, or I've been watching this person, they're really cool, they're part of my community, like you should go watch them as well. Like, why not, like kind of pass it along and pass it forward to somebody who maybe is just grinding or doesn't have a lot of viewers or is just somebody that you know.
yeah. I mean, it's like with streaming life, it's a lot of respect for those streamers. You got to make content,
Hmm.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok,
Oh yeah.
just putting it on there. I respect the grind. And then like it is really tough like going into streaming first like couple weeks because you gotta try to keep your viewers engaged. You're like got
Hmm.
the pressure of like, all right, I gotta make sure I'm doing something exciting or else my viewers are gonna leave, or I gotta make sure I'm not like immediately gone for a while because then they'll leave or they'll lose interest. It's like
Yep.
it's a lot. It's a lot of things, but then like Twitch is so like nice to like actually dip your toes in compared to like YouTube. Like
Hmm.
I think with Twitch, it's like anybody can get like famous pretty quick. Like you can
Yeah.
just have like like I've seen like videos where just big Twitch streamers just go raid someone's channel and then they
Hmm.
just instantly get
Crazy.
like crazy hyped, and then like they get follows left and right. Like
Yeah.
it's really cool to see how much power that the community has, and just bringing another small streamer and bringing them back up. It's so nice to see. And I think it's like with Twitch's like way of like their platform, just
Hmm.
rating, hosting. I think that makes them so unique, and just I don't know. I think it's just a great way if you want to like play games, but maybe just want to like try streaming just a little bit. There's
Yeah.
like no risk at all. And like you don't have to worry about like, oh, my video is going to be up on there. It's like you
Hmm.
have that option if you want to keep your VOD there or not.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
like,
And like same with like clips too. Like I think it's always a cool experience where you do something cool in a game and somebody makes a clip of it and you're like, damn, like I thought that was pretty cool, and like evidently that person did too. So they made a whole clip, and now it exists. I think,
mhm,
yeah, one point, a few things that you touched on that I think are super cool is like you said, the Twitch platform itself is like built to help other people. Like we were talking about, you can either end your stream or it like has the option to be like, are you ending your stream? You can
mhm,
also raid somebody or host somebody. And like that's cool to be like that's built into your platform of you can
mhm,
end, yeah, you can like you don't have to stream anymore, but would you rather have your audience go to someone else or just, be like, hey, stream's over. So I think the Twitch platform one helps a lot with small creators about talking about getting into a community, uh talking about like a lot of communities talk about having a Discord and on people with people to Discord and playing with your supporters or whatever it may be, and that's super cool of Twitch to be very vocal about. The beginning is going to be a little tougher creating that community, like you're saying, making content. I do think social media helps a lot, especially like TikTok. There's a lot of people that I now follow and people that I've talked to in the community because I saw them on TikTok and they made some crazy clip or they're just hilarious or
mhm,
just a good time. And I think TikTok and Instagram helps like that, but it is a lot of effort. One, you have to stream however many hours you stream, save the VOD, go into the VOD, edit the VOD, upload it to TikTok, and that can be your whole night right there. And you do all that and having to like timestamp where it happened, look back and say, okay, was it actually good enough? Do I want to put it out there? You put it out and like how many views is it going to get? There's a lot of different aspects of it that the small streamer grind is very time consuming to kind of hopefully gain more traction and build a larger community to then in hopes be able to do a little more full time. But that takes a lot of time. I mean, all the big streamers nowadays talked about like playing on Twitch TV or when it was Justin TV, like for years to like, even now, like I'd love to get 20 viewers and that would blow my mind, right? But to
mhm,
them, they were like, yeah, I was averaging like 6, 7 viewers. And it took this one game or this one event or this one clip to really blow up. So, like you're saying, one, the Twitch platform, and two, social media, albeit is a lot of effort, it has the potential of people being like, oh wow, this is a creator I enjoy watching. This is a creator that's entertaining for me, whether they're funny, whether they're good at the game, whatever it may be. Let me go ahead and, dive a little deeper. But then on top of that, you want more content than just like, oh, I'll just watch this TikTok and scroll by. Or, oh, you only have one TikTok. Okay, that's difficult. You know, it's like a double-edged sort of, yeah, you want to put out content as soon as you can, but you want to build a basis of content to be able to put out enough to keep that attention, like you're saying, comparatively to somebody goes to your YouTube or your Twitch, they see one clip, one YouTube video, they're like, okay, well, there's not much to watch, so I'm not really gonna stay focused.
mhm.
It's a grind.
It definitely is. And I think it's interesting though because like with live streaming, you can live stream like anything. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to be an insane gamer. You could just be like you can cook like and
Yeah.
just you can open packs. Like there's
Yeah. Yeah. We did
like
that a few times. Yeah. That was fun
yeah,
too.
it's like you can just do almost anything if you just like really think about it. Like you can do a talk show. You can
Mm-hmm.
have a live talk show. You can
Mm-hmm.
just like just chatting with viewers. Like you can do anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly agree. Also, a really cool aspect of Twitch because a lot of the live streaming that we see right now on YouTube, I guess from my own experience, is a lot of like gaming. So the YouTube gaming is definitely on the come up, but it is, majority of the live streaming stuff I see on YouTube is video games. Compared to like you're saying, Twitch, how many people are on just chatting? How many people are doing IRL stuff? How many people have clips of being on a talk show, being on a podcast? Like
Hmm.
anything you can do live, as long as Twitch doesn't, you don't, violate Twitch's TOS, you can do it. And I think that's a really the other cool thing about Twitch is there's isn't how do I phrase this? The entry, like the level of entry to Twitch isn't too high. So if
Hmm.
you have a computer, you'll be able to stream because all you just need is a process. Granted, if you want to do the lights and the webcam and stuff like that with the mic, it's a little different. But like if you are already playing games in a PC and you download some sort of like Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever it may be, you can then stream. So the level of entry isn't going to be too high. Granted, it becomes addicting because, like, as you know, when we began streaming, that's when I was like, oh man, like I want to get the webcam and get a mic, because it makes you feel more official, and
Hmm.
people on your stream will like that. But if you just want to get online and talk to people, I mean, I remember back doing it on Xbox and PS4. They had like their built-in, like Xbox had their built-in mixer where it was like, hey man, you want to stream the mixer? Like, no
Yeah.
camera, no mic, just like you want to. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And people will pop in or whatever. Then PlayStation had one for Twitch, I believe. I don't remember specifically, but I remember having the capability to just like go live somewhere. And before I built my PC, it was kind of like go live to like the ether. It's just like someone somewhere is watching. I don't really know how it's working. And now having a little more control of it, it's exciting. I haven't done it in months, to be honest with you, because of school and work. But like even talking about it now just gets me excited to get back into it.
Hmm. Yeah,
Fun,
that's
a lot
awesome.
of
I mean,
fun.
like when you got into streaming, was it like before the pandemic, like before quarantine, or is it like during quarantine you're thinking, well, I got all this time, might as well
So it was
do
actually during
something.
quarantine. So I'm part of a podcast called I'm part of a YouTube channel called Millennial Men, which is a really good time. We do a lot of reactions specifically to K-pop, and it's a lot of fun. K-pop is awesome. I really, really enjoy it. But that's how my content creation kind of process began. Was Millennial Men began as a podcast.
Hmm.
And that's where I go back to my like quote unquote humble roots because now we have a partial studio and a backdrop and mics and a table. And then it was like foldable table, like a flag on the wall, and we recorded off of the front facing camera of a MacBook. Like it was just like, I don't know, we're not doing anything. Let's grab some White Claws and like, shoot the shit at a table. Like we don't, we're all stuck in this house. It was like April. So we were like peak lockdown, peak epidemic, peak pandemic. And we were just kind of sitting there like, well, can't go to the gym. Gym's closed. My work's closed. So I don't have to do that. And go for a run, but like, let's say I go for a run or a walk for an hour and I come back, I'm just gonna play video games or hang out. So might as well just start recording it. And some people like it, cool. If not, then not. So I began with them with Millennial Men, and we're still doing that, going on over 2 years now, which is pretty crazy. And that's been a lot of fun. And so we pivoted away from doing the podcast and did a lot more. Initially, there were comedy reactions, which we did like, and then we ended up watching enough comedy to where it wasn't like stale, but we watched to the point where some of the comedy that we wanted to do, one would get copyright strike like instantaneously, and they would
Yeah.
comparatively to like if someone does a copyright claim, it's like okay, well you just don't get ads. That's okay. But if someone does a copyright strike, like video cannot be posted. It's just like all the editing has been wasted. There's no way around it. Pain in the butt. So that ended up happening a lot, especially with like bigger names and like every single video was like, and then we tried to like change like mess with the audio or mess with the like it was just like a whole bunch of hoops we like didn't want to go through. And then we started doing K-pop reactions, and we blew up. We're at 130K subscribers now. Super happy, having a great time. Also, just very fun to make content like that. We just started a podcast, which is also really really fun. But kind of to go back to your point, it really just began as like I'm doing this YouTube channel because I'm
Hmm.
bored and I'm going to be playing video games. I had a computer set up at that time, and then I ended up moving to be closer to my grandmother, who I was taking care of in the pandemic. So I split time basically between one part of the bay and another part of the bay. And so when I was in the a different part of the bay with my housemates, I would do all the Millennial Men stuff and just kind of hang out. We'd have a good time. When I was with my grandma, I just built my PC like maybe March, so I was very very raw. My first game was World of Warcraft. Played a buttload of that, insane amount of World of Warcraft in a very short time. And I just started saying, I don't have the camera, I don't have the mic, but I'll just go live. And then when I started going live and my friends would come in, and it was really cool because the beginning pandemic, you call, you text and all that kind of stuff, but
Hmm.
to be able to just like like live talk to multiple people comparatively to FaceTiming, Discord was also a like amazing innovation to be able to stay connected with friends. But some people that like aren't on Discord or maybe you're not that close with that are in your chat, just chop it up with them, hang out, have a good time. Super refreshing to say how are you doing, da, 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 where are you at now, da, 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 this and that, and to keep in contact. So it became something to look forward to. And then as jobs reopened, as I went back to work a tiny bit or like doing online work or whatever it may be, I had
Hmm.
the potential funds. And then I ended up moving in back with my parents. So rent was out, out the window. Didn't have to worry about that anymore. I had the funds to invest in like a mic. I had a hand-me-down webcam that I used that I ended up upgrading later. But it was like it became an addiction to like add
Hmm.
more pieces to the puzzle. And then I went on Fiverr, which is a great idea for anybody who wants to be a content creator because there's so many talented artists who can just make amazing like overlays and pictures. So like I have an artist that I met on there, and they were super kind, super understanding, helped me with my ideas and my visions because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, I just want to make it look cool. I don't like, whatever. And so now I have my own overlays, my own alerts, my own all these kind of things. And it's amazing to think that even exists. And yeah, just took the next step to make it a little more like established, I guess. But you don't even need to do that. So many people on Twitch that are, big and famous are just a webcam, or a lot of them don't even have anything running. So just about having a good time. But that was a very long answer. It started with me initially making content for a different reason and then transitioning to making my own content. Never really got into the social media and like the YouTube channel, which I should have, because maybe I would have a larger community. But at the end of the day, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I'm really happy with where I'm at now. But yeah, so quarantine was the thing that really pushed me to. It's always been a dream of mine. I've been watching people like Tim the Tatman and Ninja and all that kind of stuff when I was in end of high school, beginning of college. So like for people who watched Tim the Tatman, I began watching him when he was doing Overwatch. So like way back in the day, it was years ago. And that was always really cool to me to be able to watch a streamer who is funny play things live. I was like, this is cool. I don't have to wait, every Monday for their YouTube video to come out. I can just watch it happen. Thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And then Twitch blew up, and I said, you know what, might as well try. Might as well do something to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it just that little curiosity and like that first little dip in your toes and then that starts
Mm-hmm.
expanding. It's like a domino effect.
100%, 100% right.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool to hear like the story and like what got you into it. I think like yeah, it's just like a lot of streamers just inspire other people to start streaming. Like there's still some like popular ones out there. Like you mentioned like Tim and I'm trying to remember like some other ones like there's like offline TV.
Yeah, they're
They're still
awesome.
around like those people helped start getting a lot of more other Twitch streamers involved now.
100%. And I
That's
think
yeah.
you brought up a really good point earlier about Twitch doesn't have to just be video games like Hassan does all of the like political streaming. And that's something that I'm not really into politics. And granted, people have their own viewpoints, but in terms of even understanding what is happening when some crazy things were happening in our country, like
Hmm.
I that was a pretty halfway decent source. Obviously not 100%, take it for his word and don't hear any other viewpoints, but at least understanding where to even go for sources or what is even happening when so you're someone like me who just for like, for lack of a better term, I'd kind of turn the blind eye to it and, have my own viewpoints, but having outsource of a different kind of content to enjoy on Twitch is something that I found really interesting because to me, Twitch is just video games. It's all it's
Hmm.
ever been, all it will be. And then all of a sudden, like you're saying, IRL streams start popping up. People start looking at other things. Offline TV had a whole thing when they were at like an offline TV summer camp where they had a bunch of games they were playing and like with a bunch of big streamers, and I thought that was really interesting. People are only pushing the boundaries of Twitch further, and I think that's really cool because anything you can do live, obviously according to Twitch TOS, not everything, but like things you can do live
Yeah.
respectfully, it could all be on Twitch. I think that's really cool. Granted, the use of music and things like that, you obviously can get in trouble, but I think it's just cool to have the capability to do these things. And like you say, just I think people should try streaming at least once. Maybe
Yeah.
they hate it. Maybe then you just turn it off. The coolest thing about streaming is, man, if I'm having a really bad day, and you've seen those days, I've had some bad days. I'll just say, hey, chat, hey, man, not working out today. Sorry, I've only been live for an hour, but like, man, today I need to go to bed, or I'm pissed, or I'm hungry, got to go. Bye. And then some days where it's like, hey, I'm only going to stream for 2 or 3 hours. All of a sudden, I'm online for 6. Maybe I'm going for 8, and I'm like, yo, where did the time go, chat? We were having so much fun. But regardless, you just take that step. You don't have to have the crazy 2 computer, 8 console, 7 cameras, 4 monitors. Like, if you have a computer, granted, if you have a console, might as well just try. It's just fun to, and nothing changes. You're still playing the same game. If you're a halfway decent person, you're still saying the same things. Obviously, you just trust the people around you, not say anything dumb. And if they do, then well, it's not your responsibility. You just have fun playing like games, either by yourself, with your friends, whatever it may be. And the only difference is somebody else might be watching. No
Yeah.
pressure, because anything that happens, you just turn it off.
Yeah. I mean, like, and even if you're like gaming, I think the nice thing about Twitch is you just turn off your camera, like,
Yeah.
and you can still play. Like, they'll just hear your voice.
Yep.
And if you don't want that, then you can just turn off your mic and just put like background music. There's like
100%.
there's like copyright free music that you can just play
Mm-hmm.
during your gameplay.
Make
And
it
like,
so easy. You can hide the chat. So if they're saying something you don't want to see, you hide it. You can hide the amount of viewers you have. So if you're, in your own head about God, nobody's watching, or whoa, there's a lot of people in here, you can turn that off. Like it's totally up to your interpretation of what you make of your channel and how you want your channel to be. If you want it
mhm,
to be like, I like to begin by like just chatting. I show off some of my new pops. We talk about sports, whatever, maybe like talk, I like today if I stream, I want to talk about LCS and like all the things that I'm interested in, just
mhm,
because I like to connect with my community and da, da, da. But there's people who just jump in, no face cam, no mic, and just are awesome, or they just have a great time. Like maybe the game they're playing is really really fun, or they want somebody else to enjoy it. Maybe they're just a demon and they're just so good and they're just ripping people up. Like there's so many aspects you can do. And like you said, there's days where you don't want to show your face. Don't show your face. You don't want to talk. You don't have to talk. You don't even want to stream. Hey guys, sorry, got to go early today. Have a good one.
yeah,
Totally customizable to you. And we both. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I've had a bunch of those days where sometimes I'll be just chatting and I'm like, hey guys, I just realized I'm exhausted. Like I don't want to put you through this. Or some days where I'm going to play a new game with some buddies and might as well try it out. Or like new season of Apex drops, like let's jump in there and see what we can do. Just fun. And it is more fun. Obviously, it does get a little stressful when you have a bunch of people in there, but it is a lot of fun just to see people talking to each other in chat. Then people in chat start getting to know each other, which is really cool. People in chat reach out to you on socials, and I'm like, hey man, it's all because I just hit start streaming, and I put it to my comfort level. I'm comfortable with the camera and the mic and people seeing my reactions and things like that, people hearing my Discord. Some people just don't want to do that. And that's totally fine too.
yeah. Like just start small.
Hmm.
And like I agree. Like I think just starting, think of it this way. I think a lot of people are like so afraid like Twitch is like some big thing, but it's like you go to Zoom and like you're
Yep.
having a class and like you're presenting. It's almost the same exact thing.
Yep.
And like sure you can't see them, but like, you have that option of just you can like turn off your camera, you can mute yourself, you can put background music. Like I think it's just like it's this is just like another way of like public speaking.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
would argue that Twitch is easier than Zoom. Because like if you're in a class with Zoom, you're gonna see these people every week. And if they're not enjoying what you're doing, you're gonna see it on their face with their cameras on. So you're kind of sitting there like, well, crap, I see that, whatever it may be, or am I doing this well? Da, da, da. Like that's a lot of pressure. And like
Hmm.
like you can't, I mean, I guess you can, but you wouldn't just like, oh man, having a hard day, I'm just gonna leave my Zoom class. Comparatively, like we're saying, streaming, you don't see the other person, so you have no idea how they feel. If you don't want to hear from them, you can literally just ban them or time them out or give them a warning or whatever it may be. But like, hey, don't really appreciate that. Don't want to be talking about that. Don't want you in here, whatever it may be. And if you're having a tough day, you can just cut it off. So
Yeah.
I really really like the Zoom comparison because granted with all of the COVID stuff, majority of people that we know and are still in classes and still in school had to go through kind of like Zoom University of having to go through classes online, and that could be hard. Public speaking is a difficult task and can be hard when you see people's faces. Granted, you're at home, but you can still see their faces and you can see their reactions. Streaming is like that, but you're doing something you like. One, you're playing
Hmm.
games you like. If you don't like the game, don't stream it. Two, if people are bothering you, you can have them leave or time them out or whatever. And three, if you don't want to do it anymore, you can also just stop.
Yeah. Like
It's a really good
you have
comparison.
more control over things, and like
Mhm.
the cool thing, like you probably mentioned, you mentioned it a while back, but like just to customize, so you can have like avatars now. You don't even you can make
Yeah.
your own character up, like the
Yeah.
that character you had as a kid, you can make that into real life, and like you can customize your stream overlay. You can like do some really cool notification sounds, maybe a funny clip that you enjoy. You can just do whatever you want, and like
Yep.
someone donates, you can create your own segment, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
100%.
there's it's just like your own like it's like your own talk show, or like
Yeah.
you have that ability to just create your own segments, do whatever you want during that day, change it if you don't like it. Like,
100%.
yeah.
100%. And as you build that community, people, use social media or like a Discord, you can get people excited to say, "Hey, we're
Mhm,
going live at 7 today. Here's what we got on the docket. Like, we're gonna do a little talk show. We're gonna do a little just chatting. I'm talking about this today. So and so is joining the stream. Then we're gonna hop into this game." Or
mhm,
Twitch even now has partnerships with like TV and movies. Like there's during the NFL season, Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx were like commentating Thursday Night Football, and like that's really cool to be like, oh, I can like hang out with somebody that I think is really cool, like to watch them. They're funny, they're entertaining, and now they're watching football. And, I could hear their opinions on that. So it's like, just like you're saying, the customizability, the ability to customize your channel in terms of your content, as well as how your channel looks. You can add on widgets. You can make you can have your camera, not have your camera. You can have different overlays, different templates, transitions, the use of colors, whatever it may be. Like
mhm,
you could anything you can think of in terms of customization, it's going to be on Twitch, and if not, there'll be a way you can get it on Twitch, if that makes sense. And I think
mhm,
you explained it perfectly, where your stream is your stream. There is no cookie cutter. This is what you have to do. There's so many streamers on Twitch that do so many different things so well that you can, especially with the things like channel points and, some people have things that they do for bits or like, oh, if you like donate $1 or whatever, that's not really the route I would go down personally. Like, you don't want to be giving people incentives to do something. I tried it once with White Claws and it became a whole problem because I got a little aggressive after having a few of them. But it's just like channel points that people get from just watching you play or having your stream up. I've seen people do like I have one that says hydrate. So somebody, and they're free. They don't get any money. They don't cost any money. It's just like you watch it, so you get some sort of like a channel point output that you can use just because you're watching. And that's like, oh, you did this. Like, okay, you give me 100 channel points. Okay, hydrate. So I'm gonna drink some water. Or like, oh, play the next round without your gun. Oh, okay, I have to drop my gun now. Like, it adds even more customization of I want my community to be involved. So I'll give them these like 100% free little things to throw a wrench in my cog of like, oh, play this round standing up or like turn off your monitor, like, things like that that just make it fun for them because like they one to one had an impact in what was happening. I think that stuff's really, really fun to be like,
mhm,
oh, okay, ready to play, Valorant. Here we go. Oh, someone just gave me 1,000 channel points, which cost them nothing, and now I have to drop my gun. Like, okay, well, guess I'm playing this round with a knife or what, you know what I mean? Like,
mhm.
just stuff like that, where granted, different channels are a little more competitive, so that might not be the case, but like, we're just like a channel like me that's just having a good time. Like, oh man, I have to play this round with my monitor off. Probably just gonna stay stuck against the wall and spawn, and I'll have no idea, but like, whatever. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of customization options.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all the things that I got for Twitch. Like,
Yeah, I don't have too much more to add. I feel like I've been ranting on for a while, but yeah, I really like Twitch. I like live streaming in general, I should say. I think it is important to look into what platform you want to be on. Obviously, we're a little biased because we're on Twitch and Twitch has been good to us. But, if you feel more comfortable on Facebook gaming or YouTube or anything like that, that's also an option. Should be no
mhm.
pressure when it comes to streaming.
Yeah,
Streaming shouldn't come with like, you have to do this, you have to play that, you have to act like this. No, there's no rules. I mean, there's
yeah,
rules, but there's no cookie cutter streamer. You can do whatever you want.
yeah.
100%. Coming from two small streamers.
Well, eventually we'll be big streamers.
Yeah, and then we'll look back to this conversation and be like, "Hey, you were right." Now we're hanging out with our community. Yeah,
Yeah.
we kept going back to the community thing. I mean, I do, just because like we both talked about it. Like, man, having a community is just fun. Like
Hmm.
people that you've never met, might not ever meet, but they just support you just because they like, your personality. That's cool. You just made a friend because you started streaming that you wouldn't have if you didn't. It's a cool way to
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's all the things I got, like anything, any final things you want to say, man?
Um, Let me see. I'm gonna look around my desk for inspiration. Um, Not anything too crazy other than I'm really appreciative that I was on here. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I think this kind of stuff's a lot of fun. So I thank you, Felix, for inviting me on, for having me here, and I really enjoy our talks like this. I think it's fun to just, talk shop, and whatever topic it is, it's always a good time.
Mhm. Any plugs or any social media or anything you want to shout out? This
I
is
have
your
I have a
chance.
few. So you can follow me at twitch.tv/Chief Shmo. So Chief and then SHMO. My Instagram is Alan, ALAN dot Shmo, SHMO. I don't even know what my Twitter is, but I'm sure between those two you can find it.
Yeah.
And the YouTube channel I alluded to earlier is Millennial Men. So just the word millennial and then space men. That's on YouTube. And then the podcast that I'm a part of is called the No Name Podcast. We are on TikTok and YouTube, I think. On TikTok, I think we are no name underscore pod, which I might be wrong about. But that's been like a new route that I've gone down with. Oh God. Oh God. Sorry, that was loud. That's the new like path I've been going down because while we do the reactions, I do like this podcast format a lot. I think it's really fun. So yeah, our on TikTok, our name is no name underscore pod. Um, and I think that's all I got. Yeah, what was that? Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and podcast. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Alan, for being a part of the LTA show. Looking forward to having you in a couple more, maybe?
absolutely. Whatever you need, I'm on here. Whatever topic we want to talk about. I just appreciate us hanging out, Felix. You're my guy. So whatever you need, I got you.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good one.
Have a good one.